Hi guys, I'm Alec. Somebody asked me about the technique I used to do this springy toroidal cage animation. It's very simple, much easier than you can think. I just started from the Blender standard cube. I scaled it on the x-axis by about 1.8 and I subdivided it with the loop cut and slide tool by 9 loops. Then I selected this central edge and there I put the object origin. That's important because we are going to apply a modifier that has to be applied from this point. I add a subdivision surface with one subdivision, and these faces, the edges of these faces, has to have the increase set to 1. Okay, then I'm adding a Simple Deform modifier, a band 1, and this is what happened because we put the origin in that point. If I write 360 degrees is a torus. And that's what happened when I changed the angle. Now I go to frame number 10 where I want the rotation to start. I set 0 degrees here and a keyframe. Then I go to the frame where I want the rotation to end. I put 360 degrees and keyframe. That's what I get, but it's not what I want to get. The interpolation between the start and the end keyframe is a Bezier curve, and I want it to be a linear interpolation, a line, not a curve. I want the speed of the rotation to be always the same and not slow at the beginning, fast and then slow. So I go to the graph editor. That's my Bezier curve, and I want it to be linear. That's what I want. Okay, now I want to keyframe these two limits, and we will see why I want it. I set them to 0.5 on the first keyframe, and the first to 0 and the last to 1. That's what happened, but the interpolation is a Bezier curve and I want it to be linear, so I set it to linear, and that's what I get, and is exactly what I wanted to get. Okay, next modifier, wireframe. So I have the cage. I set the thickness to 0.1, then a subdivision surface again with 3 subdivisions, and I have to set the crease edges on the wireframe, so I have this effect. This is what I get, and you see the difference between having the keyframes on the limits and not having it. This is what happens when I don't put the keyframes on the limits to the band modifier, and this is what happened when I set them, and that's what I want to have. Last modifier to get the springy effect, a twist modifier, Simple Deform twist. That's what happened, but I want it to be between the first deform and the wireframe. Let's call it twist. And that's what happened when I change the angle. I have to keyframe these, so I put it to 0, I go to the first frame and I keyframe it. This is my keyframe. I add a noise modifier, so I have this effect. It's too fast, so I change this to 10 and this to 0.5. I have to restrict the frame range from 10 to 110. I wanted to start slowly, so I put 10 here. That's what happened when I changed this. And that's the final effect. Thank you and goodbye.